Hey everyone, Richard Metal Fan here to bring you guys a brand new old school band album discography review. And I'm going to be reviewing this band's albums up until the release of their new album, which comes out August 16th, I believe. And it's from one of my personal favorite metalcore bands ever. As you can see below the title, today we're going to be talking about the band Killswitch Engage. More specifically, we're going to be talking about their self-titled little debut album, which was released in the year 2000. Now, of course, Killswitch doesn't engage, probably doesn't need an introduction if you're a fan of metalcore. One of the first bands that started coming out of Massachusetts and formed in 1999. Um, and of course, like a year later, they got signed. I believe this came out on Ferret Music Records, which of course later on they would get signed for Roadrunner for quite a long time. But yeah, let's just dive right into this. In around 99 or 2000, in 2001, they were a four-piece actually, consisting of course Jesse Leach on vocals, Joel Strotzel on guitar, Mike D'Antonio on bass, and Adam D on the drums. And after this album, their lineup has changed dramatically, which of course we'll get into that when we get into that. At first, this is pretty thing to notice with this album compared to like later albums that Killswitch Engage has done. I feel like this is in their rawest form. It's not as well so produced as like on future albums. However, this is a good thing because it truly shows what they have originally sounded. And one major difference is, like I said, is that Joel is the only guitarist, which takes away some of the signature squeals that are now in their sound. And I feel like he does it like an amazing job on some tracks where I could swear it's only two guitars playing. And the vocals of all the instruments are at their rawest. Like Jesse's screams is the most ranged on this album, going from like melodic to squeals to growls, and I feel like this is one of his best vocal performances. I mean, although you can't hear like Mike D as much through the production, he still does an amazing job. He really helps Joel on breakdown since there's only like one guitar. And Adam D, I mean, he's a really talented musician. He could go anywhere, where and I remember he even said on an interview, he's like, I'm sick. He said he was sick of hauling his kid around, so they needed to find a new drummer, which of course after this he would switch to guitar. I feel like Adam's voice is like a bit changed too, like especially since he does some of the backup vocals on here, and he is actually a really good singer, pretty much equally as good as like Jesse or even later on with Howard. But yeah, without further ado, let's dive into this album track by track. Now, opening things up is Temple from the Within, which is pretty much gets the album off with a bang. Extremely good riffing from Joel and interesting echoing vocals in like the pre-chorus from Jesse. And however, the greatest thing about the song is the lyrics, like which would go, "You teach me to inscribe these words upon my heart." One of my favorite musical quotes ever, and a good bass solo from Mike, which leads into a good breakdown with a slower tempo but heavier vocal. Goes great stuff all the way around. Then we go into Vide Infra. And if you thought that Temple from the Within started quickly, Vide Infra is faster. The first vocals are just rougher and deeper and sound great. And good fast guitar playing from Joel, and good pre-chorus breakdown from Adam. And a good mini solo before the chorus. And the chorus is almost screamed and chanted by Adam, Joel, and Jesse. And spoken words follow, a little sort of like from blast beats from Adam, and a quick interlude by Joel. And this song, only downfall, though it's only minor, it kind of gets a little bit repetitive. However, the ending is like a big surprise. It gets quieter and cleaner, and Jesse's vocals seem to harmonize a bit and fade into the distance as the song falls away. Irreversible, which is a strange chord intro which gets the song going. At first I was turned off by this, but then it just gets better. Once again, very tough vocals, and then what this really is, which is a clean guitar early in the song. And Joel does a great job leading into this chorus, which is extremely fast drumming by Adam and great vocal range displayed by Jesse, and another strong verse. And this song takes another twist into like the compelling, which has like a little bit of an acoustic section. While short and extremely pretty, it quickly fades back into like just screaming with an acoustic guitar, then change again back with distorted chords and held out for a scream at the end. A truly great song. Rusted Embrace, which is honestly, I feel like this is like Killswitch's first miss on this song. I feel like Jesse's vocals kind of sound forced and not quite as good as they were on the first few songs, and Joel's guitar is not as creative, as all the elements seem to blend together and nothing really stands out. But however, Joel does have a good guitar riff in the pre-chorus, and the chorus alternates between screams and cleans and slows down in an extremely heavy breakdown where the tempo almost stops but then slowly picks up and gains momentum and explodes once again into the chorus. Even though this is not Killswitch's best effort, it's still a pretty damn good song. Then we go into Prelude, and this is actually an instrumental. So it has some great work once again from Adam, a good guitar riff from Joel, and almost whispered vocals from Jesse saying "Deep Inside You." A great way to take a pause from the first 4 songs to relax, if that's even possible. And then the ending also leads into the next track, which is Soil Borer, which is actually the very first song that Killswitch Engage has ever wrote, and it's a great one. And Jesse vocals has sounded great, and Joel's guitar riff is more involved in this song. And Jesse and Joel combine very well in the mini breakdown around 30 seconds in, and then Joel's riff changes into a higher and echoing riff that flows extremely well with the vocals. Then Mike puts like a bass clinic with a good solo, and Jesse explodes into a scream, and Adam comes flying in with a double bass explosion, and the chaos continues with a mini solo, and then a second verse begins. However, at the end of the song, Jesse begins to outdo himself, and it just sounds too heavy. It just has some really good spoken vocals and a great way to end, a great scream to end the song. Numbed, Sickened, These, for some reason, I just cannot get into the song. Joel's riff seems lackluster in the song. It seems like it's just missing something. However, a cool guitar riff and the clean chorus vocals are definite highlights on the song. Then Adam D throws in his own cleans, and the verse returns. And then the chorus leads to extremely heavy, slow breakdown at the end of the song. And then a bit of feedback, which then leads into the Unblind, which has a great guitar riff, which sounds as though 2 guitars are playing, which great vocals, great guitar, good drumming, and then Mike D holding down the bass. Jesse's vocals switches between clean and heavy, and so does Joel's guitar riff. An almost galloping riff takes over during like the pre-chorus, which shows Adam D's talents on the drum. And then a breakdown occurs, and it's just a truly excellent song. And then the album closes with One Last Sunset. As you get pumped from the last song, I feel like this song is more a melancholy song, which has no vocals and a fitting way to end this album. For the first time, we hear a keyboard, which fits extremely well into the song. And the tempo speeds up towards the end of the song, which is extremely haunting effects and guitar riffs. And the drums just add to the feeling of the song, which truly feels like one last look at life. And also a very marching riff slowly takes the song away and it fades. So yeah. Now overall, Killswitch Engage's debut album is a solid album, but I feel like they just gotten better with the later albums. So if I were to give this album a score, I'm going to give this probably a solid 8 out of 10. So if that's my review of the first Killswitch Engage album, guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think about it, and I'll see you all in the next video. And as always, keep it metal.